even when I'm down. Got my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground. I got big dreams, gonna make them true. Yes, you're in the Genius Lab, where we help you make your dreams come true and realize your greatness. Toby Christensen here, and I'm so happy to have you today. Today is about letting go of the load. And, you know, this is something that I wrote a chapter about in my book, Release Your Shit and Reclaim Your Power. And in the workshops that I do by that same name, this is a huge piece of people moving forward. This is like a linchpin that allows, that allows a big part of what is holding you back. You get to cut it loose. Okay? Because the thing that I have found working with hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people actually, over the last 20 some odd years, is that people have a tendency to hold on to the negativity of the past and either apply it to present time or future time and put everything within the context of an event or a situation that occurred that messed them up. And it was so horrifying or so demoralizing that they don't ever want it to happen again, so they make sure that they avoid it, which means avoiding a lot of good stuff that has the potential of really making your life awesome. So today we're going to talk about releasing your load. And what the question that I opened the chapter with is, if your hands are filled with shit, how can you pick up the gold? Okay? And it seems really simple, but it's amazing how many people allow their lives to be filled with pain from the past, victim consciousness, blame, shame, and all of these, the energies prevent you from moving forward. Okay? They don't allow you to see your greatness. They keep you focused on the things that you did wrong or bad or how you pissed somebody off, whether you know or don't know that you did it. You know, one of the things that's so huge is I talk to people about, you know, they feel shame about doing something. And I said, well, did you know it was wrong when you did it? They go, no. And then my dad freaked out or my mom freaked out and I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to do that. And then it's like, what other time bombs are or like landmines are buried that I can't see that I'm going to step on. So they just quit moving and they just stay in their own little bubble so that they don't piss anybody off. And, you know, that sucks. So, there's one of the things that I found in looking at all of these things is that there's some primary aspects of yourself that are most common in terms of creating problematic dysfunction in your life. Okay, the biggest factor is your mind, and basically the aspects of your mind are worrying. Okay. How much time does worry occupy your mind? Okay. I know people that wake up in the middle of the night every single night terrified about something. But the thing that's interesting that in all these people that I've talked to, very few times has what they worried about actually happened. In other words, a lot of your worry is literally about nothing. It's about what might happen, or it's the probability or the possibility, but there's no actual firm foundation of reality. And so when you think about that, you're like, well, what the hell am I worried about? Nothing. I can't, can you do something about it or not? If you can't do anything about it, then my recommendation is think about the best possible outcome and focus on that. The thing about worry and the thing about allowing this load of shit to occupy your mind is it doesn't help you in any way whatsoever. And there's a very, very simple tool called Content Reframe that can make all the difference in the world. Okay? So what you do is basically reframe what a situation is. So for example, let's just say that your boss left you a text and said, I need to talk to you. We need to have a meeting tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And this is at like 3 p.m. the day before. So you start worrying. Oh my God, what does he want? What did I do wrong? What did I forget? Okay. So that's the content there is, I did something wrong. I have blame and shame. There, I'm in trouble. Well, he or she didn't say that at all. They said that you need to have a meeting. Maybe you're going to get a reward. Maybe they're going to give you your bonus check. Okay. You don't know. Yet most people go to that place of worry. Something bad's going to happen. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get demoted, blah, 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 blah. So content reframe. Take the content that is causing the dysfunction or the discomfort and change it. If you are going into your boss's office, and I'm going to use an example because I had a boss that was a bully, and every time that I got a call from him, I'm coming into town and we need to meet and I want to travel with you and do some calls with you. This is back when I was a sales rep. Okay, so I would freak wondering like how crazy it was going to be and how much he was going to criticize what I did. So I used some content reframe. The way that I saw him was a big, powerful bully that had power over my life. So instead, what I did was I shifted and I put a big red clown nose on him, a big orange dunce cap, and a green clown suit. So every time I looked at him or every time I thought of him, rather than seeing him as this big, powerful monster who could hurt me, he was a ridiculous looking clown. And what it did, it completely changed my emotional energy around the fact that he was coming down. And then the hard part was when I actually saw him and administered these adjustments for this content reframe, I had to be careful not to burst out laughing spontaneously because I was seeing him as a clown instead of this big, and he would be acting all cocky and stuff. And it was so ridiculous to see this clown acting that way. And so it put me in a situation where I didn't worry so much. And I didn't expect the worst, and it just changed everything. So one of the things that I think would be really powerful after listening to this episode is think about the things that trouble you or worry you, or do you have regret? Do you have blame? Do you have shame? Are you taking the blame for something that you didn't do? Start thinking about those things. How do you react? What are the reactions or what are the situations that cause negative reactions? Negative reactions would be at reactions that cause you or influence you to lose your power. That would be stepping back from the front line. That would be dimming your light. That would be not asking for what you really want because you're too afraid that you won't get it. Things like that. What are the things that cause you to go to that, what a buddy of mine calls the power negative? There's power positive and there's power negative because both are really big powers, right? If you have a power positive situation, man, you're confident, your head's up, your breath is strong, you're moving forward powerfully with intention, right? Then there's power negative. Negativity has a huge power. It holds you back. It shuts you down. It can cause illness. It can cause low self-esteem. So when you look at your power negative incidences or situations, I remember my assistant one time said, "We need to talk." And immediately I knew she was going to quit and I was going to be left hanging, and I had all this stuff going on and these dates booked, and I wasn't going to get my travel arrangements made. It was just, everything was going to be terrible. Actually, what she was really talking to me about was I had a chance to do a gig for the International Sound Healers Association and to be one of the keynote speakers. And she just wanted to know if I wanted to do it and if I had the dates cleared, because I had a tendency to do things and not tell her. And she didn't want me to already have something going. Wow. Okay. Never mind. I worried about that for 2 days because what came to my awareness was my mother, when I was in trouble, would say, "We need to have a talk, young man." So anytime somebody says we need to talk, I freaked out. So I did a content reframe on that. I did a shift. And oh my God, now I either ask, could you please let me know what it's about? I have a tendency to worry about things that aren't real. And so I'm wondering if you could just give me a heads up on what it's about. Oh, well, da-da-da-da-da. Or she would tell me, I'm going to quit. Either way, my mind is connected to reality, not creating some BS fantasy that I'm worrying about or being overconfident about or whatever. The thing is, if you don't know what it is, don't suppose. Okay? You can, if you're going to suppose positive, don't suppose negative. But 99% of the people that I deal with, they're freaked out and they come in for, emotional clearing sessions or TRP, tactical resilience process, which is a trauma treatment. It's a really powerful process. But these people have worried so much about something that isn't real that freaked them out. Your nervous system gets completely overloaded when you're worrying about failure or you're worrying about problematic things that don't exist. So, between now and whenever you listen to the next episode, think about what good things can happen. Think about when you start to worry, is this real or is this not real? And then if something is problematic and is causing you pain, try a content reframe. Make it something different than what your mind thinks it is until you actually know what it is. And that's it. Keep positive and keep looking up.